Today we will cover setting up equations and solving equations dealing with angles and angle properties. So these type of questions rely on you being able to remember the different kinds of angle pairs and properties that we have. So here we go. For example, number 2, I'm looking at angle Y. Right now the only information I know is the 47. But one of my properties tell me that when I have two angles formed from two intersecting lines, these two angles are what we call vertical angles. And we know that vertical angles are congruent. Because they're congruent, we know they're the same. So going back to my worksheet, if my right side is 47, it's vertical with the Y. That means Y has to be 47 as well. As for the X, let's look at the X and the 47. Notice the X and the 47 together form a straight line. It is a linear pair. They're adjacent and they form a straight line. They're supplementary. It's a linear pair. And property of linear pair is it's supplementary, meaning I can take angle 1 and add it with angle 2 and it should equal 180. Linear pair. That means I can take X plus 47 should give me 180. From here on out, it's algebra. Subtract 47 both sides, and we get X equals 133. Alright, number 3. We have this two lines intersecting and it's telling you, this box tells you it's a right angle. Right angle by definition is a 90-degree angle, so that tells me B is also 90 degrees. Now when we have two lines that intersect and you were told that one of them is 90 degrees, well, guess what? That means all of them have to be 90 degrees as well. And you can verify that using vertical angles and linear pairs. So knowing what we know, since this left side is 90 degrees, that means this entire right side has to be 90 degrees as well. Because they have to be 90, we have what we call our angle addition. It tells me that if I add 76 and A together they make that left side, that right side, and together they make 90 degrees. So angle A plus my 76 equals 90 degrees. Because together they make that right angle, they are complementary. So algebraically again, subtract 76 both sides, and we get A equals 14. Moving on. Number 4, same deal. We have a right angle. That box tells me it's a right angle. Because it's a right angle, I can figure out that 2x plus 3x, when I combine them, that's angle FGH, this part, and angle HGI, this part. If I combine these two angles, it makes my entire angle. I combine them to make 90 degrees. Working algebraically, I have 5x equals 90. Divide both sides by 5 to get x equals 18. So I solve for x. So that's the algebra part, solving for x. The geometry part is, how big are those angles? So they told me angle FGH is 2x. I know x is 18, so we can do the plug-in step. 2x, 2 times 18 gives me 36, which tells me this is 36 degrees. Then HGI is 3x, so doing plug in, 3x 3 parentheses 18 gives me 54. So HGI is 54 degrees. So just like with segment addition, we can ask you 3 steps, 3 things. First step, what's my equation? Set it up. Second step, solving for x, what's x? And third step, the plug-in step, what's my actual angle? Alright, I'll do one last one. Number 5, here we go. So, a bit more details in number 5 compared to number 2. But we follow the exact same concept. 72 degrees right here, and 5s plus 2 right here, they're on opposite sides of that x. That makes them vertical angles. Because they are vertical angles, they are the same, they're equal to each other. 5s plus 2 equals 72. From here on out, it's algebra. Subtract 2 on both sides to cancel the 2. I get 5s equals 70. Divide by 5, get s equals 14. To find t, similar to number 2, I know this angle up here with the 3t and this angle with the 72, these two form a straight line. It's a linear pair. So we can say 3t plus 72 equals 180. It's a straight line, it's a straight angle, that's 180 degrees. Subtract both sides by 72. We get 3t equals 108. Divide both sides by 3. And we get t equals 36. So this is 36. So there you have working with equations, setting up equations, and solving for angles using our angle vocabulary and our angle properties.